telling me that the arteries heading north are jam-packed, so I'm going to not add to the chaos and congestion there, and I'm going to stay here.
I spent the day here in Miami talking to residents and experts about just what exactly they expect when Irma makes landfall here. One of the people I talked to this afternoon was the mayor of South Miami, Phil Stoddard. He's a scientist, a biology professor, who was actually appointed by the White House back in 2015 to develop national policy for sea level rise. I asked him first about the risk to Miami of the storm surge from Irma.
Storm surge is kind of new for Miami. We've never really had to think about storm surge for the entire city. When Andrew came ashore, there was 16 and 17 feet of water in South Dade. People had evacuated, but the water came over the tops of their houses. I mean, so this is a real concern, not just something arbitrary. But what's happened is now they've given an evacuation order for a huge swath of residential Miami-Dade County. And it sort of came out of the blue from our perspective. So I looked at the maps that the National Hurricane Center produced, and I took an extract of those, overlaid our street grid, and sent that to my residents so they could see who was in the area of threat and who was really on high ground and less of a concern. And it's important that we do this because we want the right people to evacuate. You want people in the low areas to take this seriously. And the people in the high areas who can make do, they shouldn't be clogging the emergency shelters.
The map shows South Beach and those areas there along the water really exposed, and interestingly exposed from the bayside because of that push of water that comes in.
They can get it coming and going. So if the winds sweep around from the east, they'll push a big bolus of water up over Miami Beach from the Atlantic side. If the winds are pushing from the south, they'll work like a funnel and shovel water up Biscayne Bay that will then flood out to the east and to the west. So Miami Beach could get it from either direction.
Now, the reason that we were here talking to you before is this area that is very exposed to climate change. And a lot of that has to do with sea level rise. So that water is already sitting at a higher elevation than it would be otherwise.
A little bit. Yeah, we've seen roughly a foot of sea level rise. And in the past few years, we've had a lot of sea level rise locally. Sea level rise is not uniform over the planet. Every place except the far north actually gets more sea level rise than the rest of the planet does in the U.S. And Miami has seen more than most places have.
What is your sort of best case scenario? What's your worst case scenario here?
Best case scenario is that, well, it's best for us is the farther west it goes. Of course, the farther west it goes, then it goes out over Naples. We'd really like to see it turn up into the Gulf of Mexico and spin and die there. That would be the best thing. And of course, we've seen storms do that before. The other thing it could do that wouldn't be bad from our perspective is it could take a really hard right turn and spin off into the Atlantic and leave us alone entirely.
It's funny, I've been talking to folks since I've been down here, and there really is a kind of, we've seen storms before sort of perspective. Like if you watch the news or you're watching this from outside the region, it looks apocalyptic. But everyone I talk to here is like, oh, you know, I have a 2-story home. I'll stay on the top floor. I get sort of hard, I guess. People have been through a lot of storms to figure out how you communicate urgency.
Well, the thing is, you're talking to the people who stayed.
Right. That's a good point. You know, selection bias.
I mean, my lab manager, for instance, their house was leveled by Andrew. There was nothing left. The walls were gone. The whole thing was gone. And they got the heck out of Dodge.
Right.
You know, she helped me pack up the lab, and then she left. And it took them 13 hours to make a 5-hour drive because of the bad traffic of everybody else who had similar experiences getting out.
One of the things, as we were looking through the map of storm surge, the area in the kind of brightest red, right, the place most exposed to storm surge has a nuclear facility on it.
Yeah, that's Turkey Point nuclear facility. It's got 2 old reactors on it. Turkey Point did not get the full storm surge from Andrew. They got 5 feet. And I've been down on site, and I am concerned about what happens if you were to get 9 or 10 feet of water across that place, or 15 feet of water. Could be a very serious problem. You need the backup power to stay up in order to keep the fuel rods cool. That's what happened at Fukushima. They lost the cooling, and the thing melted down. And so the thing that we most fear is losing backup power at Turkey Point.
Hey there, I'm Chris Hayes from MSNBC. Thanks for watching MSNBC on YouTube. If you want to keep up to date with the videos we're putting out, you can click subscribe just below me, or click over on this list to see lots of other great videos.